Becoming a mother is often described as the most beautiful experience in a woman's life. But for many, it comes with unexpected challenges that are rarely talked about. Today, I'm sharing Sarah's journey through postpartum depression, a journey filled with hope. Sarah welcomed her son, Jake, into the world. His birth was supposed to be the happiest day of her life. Sarah had spent months preparing for that moment, reading books, decorating the nursery, and imagining the bond she would share with her new baby. But reality turned out to be far different from the joyful experience she had anticipated. The complications during delivery were the first sign that things weren't going to go as planned. After a difficult labor, Jake was born, but something was wrong. He wasn't breathing as he should, and the medical team quickly realized he needed specialized care. The hospital where Sarah delivered didn't have a NICU, so Jake had to be transferred to a different hospital an hour away. Sarah, meanwhile, was left behind, having hemorrhage during delivery. She was too weak to be transferred with him and had to wait for an ambulance. Those 12 hours of separation from her newborn were the longest of her life. She lay in her hospital bed, feeling a mix of physical pain, emotional exhaustion, and overwhelming fear. All she wanted was to hold her baby in her arms, to know that he was okay. But instead, she was left in limbo, unsure of what the future held for her and her son. When Sarah was finally able to reunite with Jake, she thought the worst was over. But little did she know that her journey was just beginning. The first few days at home were filled with anxiety and self-doubt. She struggled with breastfeeding, something that she expected to come naturally. But for Sarah, it was anything but. The guilt started to creep in. She felt like she was failing as a mother, and that sense of failure only grew as the weeks went on. Within 2 months, Sarah's mental health had deteriorated significantly. She was battling not only postpartum depression, but also crippling anxiety, obsessive-compulsive disorder, and post-traumatic stress disorder. Every day felt like a battle she was losing. Simple tasks, like getting out of bed or taking a shower, became monumental challenges. She started to withdraw from those around her, feeling ashamed of her inability to cope with the demands of motherhood. There were moments when the darkness felt so overwhelming that Sarah considered ending her life. The thought of leaving Jake without a mother filled her with despair, but at the same time, she believed he would be better off without her. She was convinced that she was too broken to be the mother he needed. The weight of it all was unbearable. But then, something shifted. Sarah reached out for help. She found a psychiatrist who understood what she was going through. Someone who didn't dismiss her feelings, but instead helped her find the right medication to manage her symptoms. It wasn't a quick fix. Finding the right balance of medication took time and patience. There were setbacks, days when she felt like she was back at square one. But gradually, Sarah began to see a glimmer of hope. Alongside medication, Sarah started EMDR therapy, a specialized form of therapy that helps people process and heal from traumatic experiences. The therapy sessions were intense, often bringing up painful memories and emotions that she had buried deep inside. But with each session, Sarah felt a little stronger, a little more in control of her life. The therapy helped her make sense of the trauma she had experienced, both during Jake's birth and in the months that followed. Looking back now, Sarah feels such deep sadness for the person she was then. She remembers how lost and consumed by darkness she felt, how close she came to giving up. But she also feels immense pride in how far she's come. The journey wasn't easy. There were days when it felt like the darkness would never lift. But it did, slowly but surely. And today, Sarah is in a place she never thought she would be. Today, Sarah looks at her son with nothing but love and joy. The darkness that once clouded her life has lifted, and she's embraced the role of motherhood fully, even if it took time to get there. The bond she shares with Jake is stronger than ever, and the guilt she once felt has been replaced with a deep sense of gratitude for the life they now share. Sarah's relationship with Jake has evolved in ways she never imagined. There was a time when she felt guilty for the relief she experienced whenever she dropped him off at the babysitter. She missed her old life, her freedom, her independence. But now she cries because she misses him so much when he's away. The love she feels for Jake is overwhelming, and while she still has difficult days, the joy of watching him grow and develop his own little personality outweighs any struggles. Sarah's journey is a powerful reminder that postpartum depression is real, and it's okay to take time to bond with your baby. It's okay to seek help, to talk about the struggles, and to fight through the darkness. Because sometimes the greatest battles we face are the ones no one sees. Sarah also realized the importance of self care. She made lifestyle changes, like incorporating regular exercise into her routine and finding time for activities that brought her joy. She learned to prioritize her well being, understanding that taking care of herself was essential to being the best mother she could be for Jake. Some days she feels like a great mom. Other days she feels like she's just surviving. But she's still here. And so is her son. They're both thriving, one day at a time. Sarah knows that she is not defined by her mental health struggles. Rather, she is defined by her strength, her resilience, and the unconditional love she has for her son. Sarah's story isn't just about overcoming postpartum depression. It's about the journey to rediscovering herself. It's about learning to forgive herself for the moments of weakness and celebrating the moments of strength. It's about understanding that motherhood is a journey, not a destination, and that it's okay to ask for help along the way. If you're struggling with postpartum depression, know that you're not alone. There is hope, there is help, and there is light at the end of the tunnel. Reach out, speak up, and take the first step towards healing. Because you, too, can find your way back to joy. Thank you for listening. Please like, share, and subscribe to support more stories of hope and healing.